Hey there, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It's Shaniqua from What Shaniqua's Into, and we're about to jump into some tarot and oracle cards in order to see what guidance Spirit has for us this week. Today is Spiritual Sunday, August 30th, and the messages we're about to look at are specifically for water, sun, rising, and moon signs for this week. The tarot cards that we are using are from the Everyday Tarot by Bridget Esselmont from Biddy Tarot. I've also pulled an oracle card from the Personal Power Oracle by Deja Druitt and one from the Yogic Path Oracle by Sahara Rose. So the spread that we are using for the zodiac readings this week is learn, unlearn, seek, avoid. So let's go ahead and flip over the cards and see what we got. So for my water signs this week, we are learning a lesson from the Nine of Pentacles. We are unlearning an aspect of the Tower. Okay. We are seeking the Chariot. And we are avoiding, I said seeking. We are rejecting the Chariot and accepting the Page of Swords. Learn, unlearn, reject, accept. It would be helpful if I could remember the positions of my own spread, right? Okay. And then the Yogic Path Oracle card that you guys got is, I believe this is pronounced Svadhisthana. I could be totally wrong, but that's Svadhisthana. That's what I think it says. Svadhisthana. So we will read the guidebook entrance for that card. And then your Personal Power Oracle card is, I am a healer. All right, let me get close so you guys can actually see that artwork. I am a healer. Okay. So let's talk about the tarot cards first, because I find it very interesting that what is being rejected is the Chariot, because that's typically a card considered to be an omen of success, right? But I also find it interesting because what is being learned is from the Nine of Pentacles, and that has to do with earned rewards and delayed gratification. And the Chariot can often indicate like the journey to success, or like what happens before. So I feel like for many of my water signs, there's probably some accomplishment, especially in the realm of like work and career, that many of you are striving toward, really working toward, putting in a lot of energy. But I feel like for a lot of you, there is like frustration and anger at the time that it's taking to see these things manifested. I say that because what you're unlearning is the Tower, right? And the Tower is a card of things being unpredictable and chaotic, kind of coming into your life very, very quickly and suddenly, to the point where like you couldn't have foreseen it, right? Well, unpredictable. And so like this is what we're unlearning. We're unlearning that swift, chaotic, really big change. And if you're learning a lesson about delayed gratification and the rewards being exactly what you've earned when you've earned them, I feel like there's a need to, for some of you, I feel like there's a need to be okay with the pace at which things are developing. My darling, I need quiet in my background, okay? Thank you. So there's a need to be okay with the pace at which things are developing. But then for some of you in this group, I feel like there's a need to let go of the fear of accomplishment. I just feel like there's a need to accept that you are on a path, that you're working on something, that you're putting energy into something that is going to lead to abundance and really a material sense of stability. But there's fear around it. There's like fear that it will negatively reflect on you as a person if you accept abundance. There's fear that you won't be able to handle everything that comes with moving into a new lived experience. But fear blocks blessings, fear blocks manifestation. And so if that's truly what you're feeling, this is an indication to let that go and be okay with things taking time to develop. And then the rejection from the Chariot, I just feel like it's a rejection of indecision. And that's not normally associated with the Chariot, but the reason that the Charioteer is even able to be successful is because they've taken the time to understand baby, please stop. Stop. Put that down. If you're gonna sit in here, you have to be quiet. They've taken the time to study themselves and understand that inside we can want very opposing things. And before you can actually begin to make progress and forward movement on something that you're trying to accomplish, you have to get those sort of fighting, or I shouldn't say fighting, but the opposing drives and desires within you. You have to either get them onto one page or learn how to sort of rein them in and get them under control in order to drive that chariot forward. And so as a rejection for the water signs this week, I just feel like there's that, like, one side of me wants this, the other side of me wants that. They're going opposite directions, or they want to go opposite directions. And the tarot, this reading, Spirit is just guiding you all to say no to any notions that you don't have enough self-control and discipline to get what you want. That is something that needs to be removed from your psyche, removed from repetitive things that you say all the time to yourself, because it's not true. But you make it true when you believe it and repeat it and rely on that narrative. So any doubts that you have around your ability to discipline yourself and be okay with delayed gratification, this week Spirit is asking you to reject all of those notions so that you can accomplish the things that you want. And in order to do that, what you need to accept is found in the Page of Swords. And this is one of my favorite pages, probably no surprise because I'm an air sun sign, I'm a Gemini sun, but I love the Swords court, particularly the page, because the elements in this card are opposing. Swords are air, but pages are earth. So air and earth typically weaken each other. And whenever this card comes up, I think of it as like a human embodiment of the Ace of Swords, in that there's always an opportunity to learn something new about your mind and to learn something new in the realm of communication and analysis. And there's a sort of tension there between the air force and the earth force, between the mental realm and the physical, lived, manifested realm. But when the Page of Swords comes up, it's an opportunity. It's you able to take a blessing in the realm of your intellect and how you receive and give communication. So as far as what needs to be accepted, I feel like for many of the water signs this week, there's a need to be more assertive in what you're saying, because the pages, as the youngest of the courts, are often the most insecure, or they've got the least skills and tools to navigate life. They're just young and experienced in a way. And so Page of Swords, while they may be very intelligent and highly analytical and good at understanding systems and plans and things like that, sometimes they're not as thoughtful with their words, or just not as confident in expressing their thoughts. So as what needs to be accepted by the water signs this week, there's a need to accept that there is power in communication, and to really work to learn how to wield it in a way that empowers you and is healthy and doesn't cut, right? Because words can cut, words can hurt, and if you don't operate with that understanding and respect for your swords, your words, your blades, then you can hurt yourself and others, and you can actually stop the forward progress and momentum of your personal goals. So I just feel like for the water signs this week, you guys are really being asked to work on how you think and speak about the goals that you have for your life, especially with regard to your own ability to manifest your desires, because you can. But I just feel like based on the tarot cards that are here, there's a lot of like fear and self-doubt around whether or not that's true. But you can do it. So let's go ahead and see what Spadishtana has for you guys from the Yogic Path Oracle. So I'm gonna find that entrance in the guidebook from this deck, and we shall see. Spadishtana. Spadishtana. This is a chakra card. So let's see, it's 51. All right, Spadishtana. Sacral chakra. The upright meaning in the sacral chakra, the chakra of creativity, abundance, and pleasure. How appropriate. Let these words be your mantra. Find what fills your cup and pour it all over the canvas of life. This is the time to put your creative projects first, the very ones you had on the shelf for months. This is also the time to work on shifting your relationship with money and see it as an energetic tool that can bring you great freedom. This is also the time to focus on pleasure. What makes you feel turned on? Learn more about Tantra and cultivate Shakti, the divine feminine energy within. Dance around your living room and luxuriously oil your body. Treat yourself the way you would a lover, for you are your life's greatest love. I love that. I think that is amazing. I don't even think we need to read the reverse, because I just feel like that goes right into what we were saying with the tarot cards. You know, get creative. Ask yourself and pay attention to your like what your thoughts are around money and resources, especially what you're working to cultivate, because that's super, super important. Super important. I just feel like that is so perfect. But I will read the reverse meaning just to make sure that I'm covering all my bases, because I don't read reversals. So the reverse meaning of Spadishtana is creativity is like a fountain, and when it's not replenished, it runs dry. Has life gotten in the way of the things you used to do that really lit you up? It's time to come back to them. Go back to those poems, take out your old canvas, begin singing again, open up the cobwebs of your body and let Shakti movement come through. When you live a life you love, abundance flows your way and pleasure follows suit. Make your life an expression of the divine and ride the orgasmic waves of creativity. I love that. I feel like it's appropriate. It definitely goes in alignment with what we were talking about with the tarot cards. So take that to heart. Take that advice, water signs, because you need that creativity and that open-mindedness without judgment in order to accept that lesson from the Page of Swords, and in order to reject the self-doubt and indecision that's being projected by this Chariot card. You really need that. So let's see what the guidebook says for I Am a Healer from the Personal Power Oracle deck. Let's grab that. All right. And this is card number 32. All right, I Am a Healer. What hurts us is what heals us, by Paulo Coelho. I think that's how you say that. When we get a cut, our skin magically heals it back together. When we break a bone, it fuses back together. We have this magnificent power within us to heal virtually everything we can imagine. The best way to heal is to give our body all the nutrients and environment necessary to heal and to be healthy. Those nutrients all come from nature, vegetables, fruits, and herbs. Our body also communicates with us, and most of the diseases and aches and pains are signals from our body that something is wrong. Many also believe that healing begins with our spirit, and some illnesses stem from stuck energy from past lives, traumatic events, or limiting beliefs. Many remarkable healings have been reported from just doing energy work and finding the root of an emotional problem. Focus on what is working. Focus on the vision of your body healing and being healthy, and trust that all healing is already underway. Ask your body to help you diagnose any issues and get to the root of the problem so you can eliminate it at the source rather than masking the symptoms. You are a powerful, healing being. I love it. So I feel like that's just an invitation to examine your energy and way of being with regard to personal accomplishment and self-discipline and manifesting, like actually making your life what you want it to be rather than accepting what it is when you operate on default, okay? Because even if you are even if you recognize that you're operating like on autopilot and sort of living a default version of your life, that recognition in and of itself is the first step to healing those patterns so that you live a life of intention and full of vibrancy and health and abundance and everything that you are trying to bring in, but that fear is blocking from fully coming. Okay? So that's what I have for the lovely water signs this week. I sincerely hope that this reading was helpful. If it was, definitely leave me a comment, like the video, and tag anyone that you know that might benefit from hearing these messages. If you want a personal reading, you can go to my website, writingwithtarot.com, and you can purchase a tarot spread, or you can use my contact me form if you have any questions or anything that you would like cleared up before moving forward. We can even talk about making a custom spread for you. Just let me know what your questions are. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and film the rest of my videos for Spiritual Sunday, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.